everybody thinks they're special, and we are special, right? Everybody's special, but it's sort of, it's almost like we have psychologically babied this generation, because if you think about it, there's a wait list everywhere for a therapist. Nobody can hack life. Nobody can do it. Everybody's anxious. Everybody's depressed. There's like an identity crisis going on. I think you've seen that. And I think that comes from part of, again, the emotional privilege of not having to go through these life phases.
Yeah, I remember what part of it was that stuck out to me, because I think I'm suffering from this to a certain extent. But you mentioned that ability to self-soothe and to just sort of like sit in discomfort, right? And like, yeah, I go to the gym and I put my body through pain and I endure that, right? But and I tell myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm making my mind hard. But then,
I lift things up.
I pick things down. Pick things up and put them down.
Yeah, right.
Booga booga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, but I know now. I'm fucking lying to myself, because as we discussed earlier, it's the coping skills.
It's
right?
a coping skill. Yeah.
That inability to self-soothe, and then referring to other bad habits. You know what I'm saying? No, I find that very profound. That's also why, like, our other generations are on the vapes, but nothing like our generation, like my generation. You know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing 30, 40-year-olds with the vapes, but bro, when I see the 15-year-old, 16-year-old, I'm like, yo, it's over for us.
You don't even feel bad, right?
I'm like, yeah, bro. It's like, yo, I'm only 8 years older than you, like,
and you're concerned.
and then I'm concerned, right? Because the thing is too, it's not like, you know, my brothers and sisters are millennials, right? So there's somewhat of a gap, but them kids, I was like, yo, y'all are my generation. Like, you understand?
They're light years ahead. Like, what they know and what they're being exposed to, and just the emotional baggage that these kids are carrying is not the same that you were carrying. And so, because you're, like you said, you're a generation over, and then what you're carrying was not the same thing. I didn't have to deal. Just think about this. There's the mental health disorders that have been newly added to the DSM, which is what we use to diagnose in the past 10 years, just based on current trends in the psychological world. Such things such as social media addiction. That's diagnosable. Like, there's an actual code that you can build. That wasn't there 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So just think about the profound impact. And the video games, the vapes, the social media, the TikTok, and all of that, they're great tools, because, again, you no longer have to worry about, do I need to go to college and do what I'm doing, but I do it because I love doing it, right? There's other ways to make a living. But again, the ability to self-soothe, because you have to understand, when you have an entry-level job, all of these things, you know, working at McDonald's, working at your local supermarket, dealing with work conflict, dealing with your boss, how to call out sick. All of these are things that might seem mundane, but what they're doing is they're teaching you life skills.
No, it's real.
Problem solve, conflict resolution, how to receive and get feedback. These things in life, they teach you that. But I find that a lot of people now, not everyone, not every Gen Z, but everybody wants to fix things. Nobody wants to be anxious. Nobody wants to be scared. Nobody wants to be sad. As soon as they feel those feelings, they're like, all right, we need to get rid of it. Whether it's the vape, the gym, sex, drugs, TV, TikTok. But if you're constantly running from these uncomfortable feelings, you are never going to develop the distress you need to do life. Because you have to be sad. You have to sit with the sadness the same way you sit when you're having a good time with your boys. You got to be able to tolerate both, because that's the reality of life. But this generation seems to believe that they're entitled to just be happy all the time, and that's unrealistic.
If you're trying to pay for Daniel to go back to school, like and subscribe. Help
the youth.
Yes, I'm the youth.
You can hear my side. Oh my Lord, can you help me find the light? 'Cause I fell into the dark. Only you can hear my side. I Blink 4 times and 4 years done passed by. It only felt like 4 damn minutes done passed by. I done seen how quick life can pass by. You done live, you done love, then cry like mad times. Like oh my, then had a whole crowd say oh my, but that was mad times. That was past.